and which is a good reminder. Just to say, if you've got any problems at all during it, please just put into the chat. Don't unmute yourself, because we've got quite a tight schedule of all the music that we're trying to learn. And you can either message everyone, or just, if it's technical problems, just message me and I'll be able to help you get back online. All right, so over to Kate and let's go.
Thanks, Sarah. So I've just read a little through the chat. I won't keep up with the chat because we're going to be in rehearsal mode and I'm not clever enough to read all the chat and rehearse. So apologies for that. But I've just seen that we're joined by people from Massachusetts and Germany and Portugal and Kent and Wales, and absolutely thrilling. I must also say thanks to Rosie Thorner, who's in my screen, because Rosie's been fantastic in celebrating this charity and sharing the love of what we do with a lot of our SIC community. So I'll take 2 minutes then to tell you a little bit about the Forget Me Not Chorus, and we do actually have a couple of members of Forget Me Not Chorus here and past members as well. The ethos of the charity is very much to have everybody able to sing together. So whether or not you are struggling with a diagnosis of dementia, or whether you're looking after somebody who is living with dementia, the idea is that with Forget Me Not Chorus, you can still sing. You can still do something that makes you feel the best you can feel. And it's why our work is called With Joy, My Soul Sings. Because I guess all of us on this Zoom screen have a shared love and knowledge of how amazing we can feel when we sing together. There is something wonderful about using our whole bodies and our voices to express ourselves. And the Forget Me Not Chorus is absolutely about that. It's about fun and laughter and singing and doing and oxygenating and energising and using our brains and our bodies to keep us sharing wonderful times. And so we were going to have this concert, was going to be actually performed in Hoddinot Hall, which is in Cardiff, down Cardiff Bay. But of course we can't in COVID, so as you will know from the emails, we've now decided to create an audio track. And you're all brilliant at that because you've been doing it for a year. I must say that my background is, and still am, is an opera singer. I'm a professional opera singer. I've sung with Welsh National Opera for many years. I sang with Glyndebourne and English National Opera some years ago, and was still currently singing with Welsh National Opera until COVID hit. So I understand the horror of having to sit in a room with a backing track and record my own voice. I can't say that I've ever enjoyed the experience in this last year, but we're hoping to support you in that. I know many of you are very versed in it and you've been doing it very, very well. So we will obviously help you, those of you who haven't done that before, and those of you who are experienced, you can share your knowledge. I'm hoping to bring you a beautiful work. I'm hoping you'll enjoy learning it with me. I'm hoping you'll enjoy meeting our Forget Me Not Chorus, because we've got a joint rehearsal coming up later in the schedule. I'm hoping that you will enjoy a little bit of the information I can give you on how the voice works, because that's my specialism. I suppose I'm an old trained singer. I teach singing at the Royal Welsh College of Music and Drama, and have an amount of knowledge that I hope to share with you. But before we start with a warm-up and our piece, can we first of all have a little listen to our work? With Joy, My Soul Sings. So Sarah is now going to share with you the full band. We've had it recorded by a 7-piece professional band, and it's myself and a very good friend of mine singing the learning tracks, which will all be available to you, as well as a piano that's at the moment taking the soprano solo. As you know, Rebecca Evans will be singing the soprano solo, but at the moment she hasn't recorded it for us, so we will hear the piano track of the solo. You may have the score in front of you. If you do, please follow now as we listen to the very first exciting sharing, hot off the press, of With Joy My Soul Sings. Thanks, Sarah.
Joy of song we'll love in our hearts, singing strong when the melody stops. Join together, singing along brings us love and hope when singing the song. Songs of joy and sanctuary, soul and voices given wings. Songs of joy and sanctuary, love and hope and love and hope and unity. Songs of joy and sanctuary, rejoicing a love song, with laughter a love song, connected a love song. trace out the song, drunk on the music now, a place that we belong. Our bodies move and swing to the rhythm and beat, evoking memories through our tapping feet. Our arms are held up high as we trace out the song, drunk on the music now, a place that we belong. Our bodies move and swing to the rhythm and beat, evoking memories through our tapping feet. Our arms are held up high as we trace out the song, drunk on the music now, a place that we belong. Our bodies move and swing to the rhythm and beat, evoking memories through our tapping feet. Our arms are held up high as we trace out the song, drunk on the music now, a place that we belong. Joyous song with love in our hearts, singing strong when the melody starts. Join together, singing along brings us love and hope when singing the song. Songs of joy and sanctuary, solemn voices given wings. Songs of joy and sanctuary, love and hope and love and hope and healing. For here is a place of sanctuary, where swollen voices are given wings, and sound is set free, and the caged bird sings. Forget me not, forget me not, a powerful force, a melting pot of love and hope and unity. Arms are held up high as we trace out the song, broke on the music now, a place where we belong. Songs of love and joy, songs of love and
Well, first of all, may I say how wonderful it was to see all of your energy when you were listening to that. Mark Lucky, I don't know you, Mark, but you were amazing. Just watching you dancing then, fantastic. So, don't feel frightened. That's my first thing. As some of you said on the chat, yes, it's an easy one. Basically, you will have seen that a lot of it is cut and pasting. So there are 4 major sections to this work. Section A, B, C. Then it's repeated, so you don't need to re-record that. And then there's a coda at D. And basically, we have supplied you, Sarah's just emailing that out to you now with her 3rd daughter, who's in the screen, Fionn. Baby Fionn has come to say hello. So she's just going to email that out to you now. And in fact, you will have learning tracks for 4 sections. I understand from...
Fine everywhere!
I think that... Oh, there's somebody was just unmuted and said hello. Hello, whoever that was. So basically, they'll come in 4 sections. You'll record one or practice bars 1 to 85. Then you can go and have a couple of cups of tea. Then there'll be bars 86 to 140, a few more cups of tea. Bars 141 to 258, this is all coming out in a document to you, so don't worry for now. And that will then go and have a gin. And then we've got the coda at the end where we can get the whiskey out because we're nearly there, and that is 319 until the end. So basically, we don't need to worry about recording the whole thing. If you decide at the end of this lovely experience that you don't want to record, it's absolutely fine. We're just thrilled that you are here joining us on this very exciting journey. And so you must do whatever makes you feel okay. And that's always been the ethos of the charity. Do what makes you feel good, you know. So, without more ado, oh, Sarah, what did you want to say?
Can I just check which score you're using? Because there's two scores. There's the larger print score and there's the more compacted score. So I just need to check which one you're using so that people know for reference.
That's a very, very good point. I thought I was on the larger score, but are we now a little bit concerned that my page numbers were a bit off?
Just tell me, hang on a minute, let me just open it up.
That's okay. I tell you what, Sarah.
Yeah.
I reckon, everybody, I'm on the compact score. So what we will do for today, it's not a problem. From today onwards, I will be on the larger score, which you were all sent. So the page numbers should make sense. Is that okay? And today I just won't use pages, I'll use bar numbers. So we are good. But thank you, Sarah, for saying. Right, you've sat and listened to me waffle on for long enough. Are you ready to sing? And I promise you that every week I won't waffle this much. This is just because it's our intro and I'm very excited. So I'm going to sit or stand. You can do anything you want, everybody. I don't know, do you normally sit or stand? What do you fancy? Yeah, a couple of us standing, a couple of us are sitting. Do whatever you want, I'll stand up. Now the first thing we've got to do is our breath. Because as you all know, it's all about the breath. Our breath is what makes our voices work. And we need to physicalise our singing, and then we will be the best singers that we can be. So we're going to stand up. Julie, I think you need to mute. Julie's just come on and muted. Just keep checking you're muted. And we're going to, first of all, everybody have a stretch up and another stretch up and go a little bit higher and a little bit higher and arms down and arm down. And the idea of that, everybody, is that you open up the whole thoracic chamber, all the instrument here. This is your beautiful instrument. And that instrument, yes, Pat, has got to be open, wide and available so that your voice can ring. Should we do that again? Stretch up and a little bit higher and work higher and touch that ceiling. Very good. Feet firmly planted on the floor, whether you're sitting or standing. One arm down, one arm down. Shoulders forward and then opening up to greet the world. That is beautiful. You all look absolutely fantastic. Well done. Good. Really good. Let's let some breath in and some breath out. Now, singing, breathing, everybody, as I'm sure you know, is not a secret. It is simply the breath of life, but we need to order the breath. We need to use the breath wisely. So we never want to push or shove or tweak or squeeze any of these muscles. The diaphragm and the lungs, they work brilliantly. We just need to use them to their optimum level. So we're going to either sit or stand, whatever you feel comfortable with. Very good. And we're going to take a breath in, just a breath of life through our noses. Will you take a breath in for me? And we're going to let it out. We're going to draw it with our fingers. Shh. Beautiful. Because you see, you're all artists. And artists paint something unique. You are all unique. You all have vocal cords that nobody else in the world has. That is so exciting. So when you paint with your breath, nobody else does it like you. And there's something wonderful and really empowering about that. So you take in the breath you want and then you paint with it out. When you're painting, everyone, you're letting your breath flow. The most important thing about singing well is using the breath to flow. So here we go. We're going to open the chamber. My body is a temple. That's what you want. That's your mantra for today. My body is a temple. We're going to breathe in. And we're going to paint. That was easy, wasn't it? Now let's do something something that's wrong, because I do a lot of things wrong in my life. So I'd like to share with you something that's wrong. I'm going to let all my breath out in one go, like this. Shh! And then I've pushed everything and it feels horrible. Why don't you do it like that? Take a breath in for me. And push it out. Shh! Ugh, we hate that. There was no artistry, there was no painting, there was nothing beautiful made from that breath. So now, Picasso's all, or Degas, or whoever you want to be, will you draw me something beautiful with your breath? Chamber is open, take in a breath, and draw. Crescendo, diminuendo, crescendo, diminuendo, and rest. Well done, everybody. You all look gorgeous. Good. Let's just do a bit of panting. Can you pop your hands just here for me, on the middle, so you'll feel all your intercostal muscles. Diaphragm is here. Don't worry too much about that. And we're just going to do a little bit of shushing, like this. Your turn. Your turn. Good. Is something bouncing? Because it would be quite nice if something bounced there. Now it should bounce quite freely and it shouldn't be pushed. Pushing is bad, bouncing is good. Okay, so we're going to do it again and enjoy the bounce. You know, it's Easter Monday. You've come in to do this with me. The least we can do is have a bit of a laugh and bounce with a smile on our faces. Are you ready to bounce, everybody? Take a breath in and again. With a smile. Last one. Brilliant. Now, that is a really good exercise to keep that body really light. You never want forced breath. You want bright, vibrant, artistic breath. Time to sing. So this is a warm-up that I'm going to do every week with you. With joy, my soul sings. The name of our work, with joy, my soul sings. We get that, don't we? So this is our first one. With joy, my soul sings. Now when we get to joy, what I want you to do, everybody, is chew the room. Watch. With joy, what we're doing is we're opening all these lovely chambers because our voice is made here. It comes up and rings into this wonderful bell, and we've all got different bells as well, and we want the voice to ring in all those different chambers. So if we make daft faces like this, we're opening all our chambers, and we also look rather gorgeous on a Zoom screen. So are you ready? With joy my soul sings, and we'll hang on to our joy for as long as we can. Are you ready? Take a breath in. With joy my soul sings. With joy noises is quite good. Yeah, lovely. A lovely lady called the Cottles is giving me a thumbs up. Yes, exactly. So it's very much about opening those spaces. You have a little experiment for yourself. Feel what it feels like. Don't ever listen to your own voice, okay? Just send it out to your Zoom screen. Let your cat or your dog love the sound you make. Let the walls give you all their great energy, and you send it out to them, okay? Don't you worry about it. This is your time. So where do we get to, Nikki?
Got to a D.
We're up to a D, so we're going to go a little bit... Oh, the dog's left in disgust. Well, that's because the dog has obviously no taste, Rosie. So, when are you ready? Open the thoracic chamber, think positive thoughts, and with joy my soul sings. Beautiful. Nikki Taylor, you are wonderful. And what Nikki did was she did a bit of this. You see, because the more we physicalise and open up our bodies, then the better our sounds are. Because, you know, we have a story to tell. And our story here is with joy, my soul sings. So tell the world, tell your wall, tell your dog. Come on, Alan. And with joy, my soul sings. Donald Newsom, wasn't that better when you did the arms? Didn't you find it very... Yes, exactly. The more you do, gang, the more of this you do, the better you are going to sound. I promise you. Should we do one more? Now, if it's too high, go down an octave or don't do it. Listen, Kev. Great work. 1, 2. With joy, my soul sings. Now, before we do this next one, you've got to think about what you're singing, Mike and Francis. So it's no good singing with joy. It's got to be with joy. The breath, the inward breath is saying your story. With joy, my soul sings. We get that. This team here today, Josh and Heidi from the US, we get that. We get that our souls are singing, and that's why we've come on. So when you take in that breath, everybody, think about your story. What is the message? And this is our last one, so make it really good. You're sounding brilliant, by the way. Look at this global community. I'm a little bit thrilled, can you tell? Take the breath in. And with joy, my soul sings. I tell you what, you are rocking it. Well done, everybody. Now, we've got a little bit more of a warm-up before we look at some of the music. Today is our SATB rehearsal. As you'll see from the schedule, we will never do that again until at the end. Today it's just about us getting to know the score a bit, saying hi to each other, feeling the love, and then we will work separately on soprano and alto and do the note bashing-y stuff. But for now, let's do one warm-up that I'm hoping will help us. Warm-ups, by the way, and my belief is that warm-ups are totally pointless unless they do something to make us sing better. In other words, warm-ups, think of them as best practice. So that one that we just did is to get the voice going and really open up the body. This next one is to make our diction very, very light. You might have noticed when you listened to that, Cynthia, just now, the work, you'll have noticed that there's a lot of da-dee-dee-dees. And in fact, that the da-dee-dee-dees are pretty quick. Yeah. Now, I have had the odd sleepless night. I'll share this with you, even though we hardly know each other, but I'm quite an open sort of woman. So I've had a few sleepless nights because it's a very quick soundtrack. Now, the thing is, the composer of the piece, David Harrington, who you will meet at some point, he did the piano track. So to be honest with you, I couldn't say to him, David, it's a bit quick, because he wrote the piece. So that would have been a bit rude, I think. So I didn't do that, but I have to say it's fairly quick. So our warm-ups are all designed to make us sing a bit quick. And that will stop me having sleepless nights, because my husband might divorce me if this goes on much longer. No, I'm joking. So here we go. We've got a little warm-up that goes like this. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. So to start it, will you do this with me? If you're just found, Nikki, it goes like this. Speak it. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. Once more, with a flourish. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. Lovely Edmund Allingham, who is not Edmund, but a lovely lady. Here we go. 1 and 2. And diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. Good. The next bit goes like this. Diddly-da, 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 diddly-da. it. Brilliant. Now we're going to sing it. So it sounds like this. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. With me, Julie. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. Lovely John Laver. And another one. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. Lovely Barbara. And another one. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. Sheila, we're going to do a diddly-da. Diddly-da, 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 diddly-da. Lovely Francis. Great Mike. Diddly-da, 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 diddly-da. Diddly-dee. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. And a diddly-dee. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. Una. Diddly-da, 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 diddly-da. Diddly-da, 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 diddly-da. Diddly-dee. Diddly-dee, 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 diddly-dee. So, how was that, Helen? I got two Helens in front of me. How was that? Okay? Yeah. So we're going to do that every week, okay? Easier than Pop a Caterpillar. I don't know that one, so I'm going to have to learn that one. You'll have to educate me. This is definitely a sharing screen. You can share lots of lovely things with me. Okay, so we've diddly-deed and we've diddly-dard and we've warmed our voices up. Now let's have a seat and let's look at a little bit of the score together today. Let me just check on the time, everybody. Yeah, so we've got 20 minutes. As I said, we normally will do tenors, basses, sopranos and altos separately. Tomorrow night we'll have SA, won't we, together, which will be nice, and then TB. And then from then on, we will be separate. And we'll have the learning tracks to aid you. We are hoping that you have a lovely process. You know, I'm all about performance, but on the other hand, if the process is a bit rubbish, then who needs a good performance? So we should be having a good time along the way, she said, hopefully. Right, shall we look at bar, not page, because I'm on the wrong score. So bar 20, lovely, which is the beginning of the fast, well, nearly the beginning of the fast and celebratory. Bar 20. Let me just check if everyone's sort of okay with that. Yeah? It's okay? We're on bar 20? We know where we are, H? Lovely. So we're just going to speak this little bit in rhythm, if that's okay. So we're mezzo forte. We've got some lovely accents going on. We're going to speak it a little bit under tempo. Okay, so with me it goes 1, 2, 3, da 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 da, diddle da 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 da, dee da 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 da, diddle da 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 da, dee da 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 da, diddle da 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 da, dee da da da. Yeah, how's that? Not too bad? Yeah, so I know, Nikki, I know what you mean. It's the dee-das and the diddles, but I promise you there's no need to fret because it's very good for our brains, and also the pattern doesn't change, okay? The pattern is the same, so once you've nailed it, you have really nailed it. Can we do fine at that speed? Yes, I know, Una, but don't worry because it's all about a journey. We're on a journey together. We're going to get quicker. Let's do it at that speed again because Una likes it and I always like to do what people like-ish. Okay, 1, and Nikki, will you play underneath us? So Nikki's going to play underneath. We'll just speak it, okay? 1, 2, and here we go. Da 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 da, diddle da 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 da, dee da 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 da, diddle da 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 da, dee da 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 da, diddle da 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 da, da, dee da da da. Yes, brilliant. Now, because we're here and it's Easter Monday night and I want to have a bit of a laugh, can you do da, ooh, dee, da, da, da. Are you ready? John, you're looking very serious at me, John Todd. Are you up for it? And da, ooh, dee, Exactly. And again. And. Da, da, dee, da, da, da. Great. So we're going to do the whole thing again. A tad quicker because Una can do it at that speed now. So we better push her a little bit quicker. Una, one day we'll have a chat. That's the weird thing about this Zoom, you know. I can see you all look lovely, and I can't chat to you. We'll have to do it somehow or other. Anyway, good, little bit quicker. What do you reckon? If you get your D's in the wrong place, don't make a face and nobody will ever know. Da 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 da, diddle dee da 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 dee da 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 da, diddle da 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 dee da 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 da, diddle da 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 da, hoo da hoo dee da da da. Yes! Ros, how was that? You look like you were totally rocking it. Should we do it a little bit quicker? Ian and Margaret Hurst. Are you on it? You looked on it. Yes, very good. A little bit quicker then, because Una can still do it at this tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da. Diddle da 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 dee da 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 da. Diddle da 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 dee da 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 da. Diddle da 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 da. Da dee da da da. Great. Somebody's still getting some echoing. I'm really sorry about that, John. I'm not quite sure why. Sarah, are you there?
Is anyone else getting any?
Is anyone else getting echoes?
It's,
No? Okay.
it's all right here. I think if people put it in gallery mode, then there's less buffering. That's the only advice I've got for you. So just fiddle around with your view. If you put it in gallery mode, it might improve the buffering. It's
Great,
not a lot we can do because it's the connection at your ends. It's all okay here.
All right, thanks everyone, that's great, lovely. Yes, the Chardas, it does remind me of that. This is, you know, what I wanted from this piece was something that was, you know, Eastern European soul music. You know, that really wonderful klezmer style music. And it's exactly what David's written for us because it says something about the charity, you know, that it's all about joy and connectivity to our voices. Right, I think we're so good, we're going to sing it now. So let's have a little look then. Let's sing it because it's in unison, this little bit here, okay? So we'll do it slowly again. So don't worry about your D's and your Da's, they'll come. It's all about muscle memory. The more you do it when you're walking your dog, you know, sing at night, lie in bed, diddle dee 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 da da, you know, it'll come like that. You won't even know you're doing it. So we'll sing it slowly and 1, 2, 3, da 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 da. Great. Sopranos only. Just the sopranos, please. 1, 2, 1. Da 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 da. Nice. Altos. Should we do your version? 1, 2, 1. Da, 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 da. Good. Will you make sure everybody in that last bar that we've just sung, dee da da da, off. Okay, you'll see a lot of this. It's very short, and in fact, at the tempo we're taking it, it will have to be. So that's okay. Tenors, should we have a little go at yours? After 3, sorry. 1, 2, 3. Da 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 da, dee da da da, dee da da da. That'll do for a first time round. Good, well done. And basses, last but never learnt in my longish career. Basses, are you ready to stay with the beat? Are you? No, exactly. No, I do trust you because I can't hear you. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Well done, basses. You were definitely on the beat there. In fact, I think you were ahead of the beat, actually. You know, it's rare, but I think these basses are pretty special. What do you reckon, tenors? Are they pretty special? I thought so. Okay, should we put it together? Now, look, again, don't worry if you don't know what is going on. Just say it for me. You know, I don't know how well you read. Some of us read really well. Some of us perhaps don't read so well. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter because we'll all get there in the end at our own speed. And hopefully have a good old time while we get there. Good. Viv Burfitt, how's it going? Are you okay? Give me a thumbs up. You still on it? Nice. Oh, do you know, it's so lovely to see everybody. I'm having such a lovely, lovely time. Can you all see each other? Do you occasionally scroll through and have a little wave? Yeah. I will say that we're going to, this is a bit naughty really, but we are going to do it. We're going to get some t-shirts made and some mugs and some sweatshirts. I know, Natalie. And it's going to say, My Soul Sings. So I'm going to be sporting those and drinking my tea weekly. And you'll be able to buy them as well. I know, it seems a bit naughty that I'm pushing merchandise on day one. Apologies. You just have to, you get like that when you run a charity. You know, you've got no shame anymore. So, here we go. We're going to go from Daddy Dadas. Are you ready? Atty, are you ready to give me your best shot? Yes, okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Okay, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. So I think now we'll do it a bit quicker. Okay, so if you just want to speak it quicker or you want to sing any line you want, if you can't read it, it's fine. So the tempo is really quick. Okay, so we go 1, 2, 1. Da 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 da. Yes, John Todd, you were on it. Now the tempo of it actually goes like this. 1, 2, 1. Da 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 da. With that sort of raucous feeling. Yes, exactly, Mark. So here we go, everybody. Here is your starting note. A D and an A. 1, 2, 1. Da 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 da. Yes! Now, isn't it amazing? Don't you just love that? Doesn't it celebrate? We're working with a filmmaker at the moment, you know, to put all of the film on top of this. We've got an animator who's going to draw some pictures of our Forget-Me-Nots. We've got our Forget-Me-Not choristers over the last 10 years who will be doing a lot of that. By the way, did you know that you'd signed up to be filmed doing a little bit of choreography? So the bit I want to look at, let's look at another little bit that we're going to dance to, Mark and John. It's because you're on screen 1. Yeah, no, you are, Mark. You signed a bit of paper, it said. You're dancing. So if we go to, I'm only joking, really. Okay, bar to, Q, to Q, letter Q, which is bar 242. So I'll just wait for 5 minutes while we search through. Gwen, I can see you. When you've got to 242, give me a thumbs up. 242. Linda's on it. Bar 242, letter Q. Yeah, we're getting there. Brilliant. Thanks, Gwen. Okay, awesome. Now this bit, you see, is our Forget Me Not chorus. Now, obviously at the moment we can't meet. Oh, thanks, Josh and Heidi. Page 25 of the bigger score. Thanks, Josh and Heidi. So we can't get to meet our Forget Me Nots at the moment, but we're doing it via Zoom. We had a sharing the other day, which was just amazing. So we've got our 5 community groups, and we go into care homes across the UK as well. And we sing weekly. Now, in this bit, our Forget Me Not choristers are going to record this at home. And then the vision for the film is that Forget Me Not chorus sing, and then you'll see in this little bit that then the sopranos join, and then the altos join, and the tenors and the basses. So we're going to build a Zoom screen picture. So we'll have Johnny looking very worried. We're going to have a little bit of choreography just at this bit, so that what you'll see is all these Zoom screens and people doing the same movement, like that. Yeah, it's going to look really awesome, I promise you. So, sopranos, I need to tell you something very, very important. If you look at Q, according to your music, you don't come in until the 4th time round on the next page. Oh, well, it might not be your next page, at bar 250. Because if you look at the top of the page there, CQ, celebration chorus, top line says FMNs, so that's Forget Me Not chorus, okay? They're going to sing that. And then originally, SOPs, page 26, thanks Rosie, you weren't going to come in for a while, but actually I've changed, I think you should be in pretty quick. So sopranos, the 2nd time round, you're going to join when the tenors and the basses join. And you're going to sing the FMN line, which we'll learn together. Altos, if you fancy to sing, you can sing there as well. I mean, I'm an alto, and I get fed up of singing C's and G's to fill in a harmony. It's a bit boring. So if you want to sing the tune, altos, you crack on. I'm going to. So that's the first thing to say. So what I want to do is just play this little bit for you, okay, of the soprano line and the FMN line, just for you to have a feel of it. We won't look at the tenors and basses or altos at the moment. Just sing along with the tune, everybody, at Q, okay? 3, 4, 1. Our bodies move and swing to the rhythm and beat, evoking memories through our tapping feet. Our arms are held up high as we trace out the song. Drunk on the music now, a place that we may repeat. Our bodies move and swing to the rhythm and beat, evoking memories through our tapping feet. Our arms are held up high as we trace out the song. Drunk on the music now, a place where we... And again. Our bodies move and swing to the rhythm and beat, evoking memories through our tapping feet. Our arms are held up high as we trace out the song. Drunk on the music now, a place where we belong. Our bodies move and swing to the rhythm and beat, evoking memories with our tapping feet. Our arms are held up high as we trace out the song. Drunk on the music now, a place that we belong. Now, what do you think, Jackie? Was that all right? Yeah, ish. So what we'll be doing by the end is something like this. Our bodies move and swing to the rhythm and beat, evoking memories with our tapping feet. Our arms are held up high as we place out the song. Drunk on the music now, a place that we belong. Can you imagine all these Zoom screens, Julie, doing a bit of this? And on the film, it's going to look totally awesome. I'm so excited. So, everybody, we've just about come to the end of our first rehearsal. Couple of things to say. Don't be scared. It will be fine. Next thing to say, thank you so much for being interested in the work of our charity. Thank you so much for wanting to sing with your souls. That means so much to us here in Cardiff. And I do hope that you'll stay with us and go on this journey of joy together. And it will be hard work as well, because we've got a lot to learn. But for now, from Nikki, who is totally awesome accompanist, and from myself and from Sarah, have a beautiful rest of your Easter day, and thank you for being lovely. See you soon.
Bye bye
Bye bye.
bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.